Hello everyone. The first day of the 2025 NAB Show exhibition was extremely busy. Briefly, has shifted the focus to the North Hall. Grass Valley's booth N510 has been attracting a lot of attendees.
Welcome at the NAB 2025, the Grass Valley booth. And this year at Grass Valley, we're introducing a load of new stuff, including a lot of updates on the AMP-OS system, etc. So here in the camera area, there are a few new additions. First of all, we have the LDX110 RF. The LDX110 is a single imager camera that we introduced last year. It has now the RF on the back, and that means that it's completely tightly integrated, no cables, no room for errors and those kind of things. Fully integrated while giving you all the freedom to move around. Second introduction is the LDX 5G version of the LDX series. That means you have the LDX 135 or 150 with the 5G on the back. 5G is something you hear in many places, and in many cases it just means that you have a link to another box. In our case, you can have now a 5G link straight into the cloud, straight into AMP. So you really can add the content from the camera directly into the contribution to the cloud, into AMP deeply, including shading, returns, all those kind of things. You also have on the booth AcroMove, who helps us to set up a local 5G network for that. So that means if there's no 5G coverage or the bandwidth isn't there, you also can have your own 5G setup. In addition, we have the LDX180, which I would like to show you up close. So this is the LDX180. So as you can see, it looks like a normal LDX camera, and that is because it's built on the same exact platform, with one main difference. In the front of the camera is a single Super 35 imager developed by the same team who has developed all the imagers, the in-house team who developed all the imagers for the cameras. That means you have the same look and feel, the same HDR capabilities, all the things you know when you look at those LDX images, but then in the large form factor. And what it allows you to do is you have now the shallow depth of field in your normal storytelling. So without any disruptions, you really can see this additional layer of emotional storytelling added to the story. The cool thing is, like I said, same body, same transmission, same accessories, so it's not deployed in a different way. It fully integrates into the operation. In addition, because it is the same imager range, it fully also visually fits perfectly well. It can be shaded via the creative grading solution, so also you can really manipulate every element of it. And then the consequence of it, of course, is that if you look at the image, you can see this is an LDX 135. It's an ideal camera for the long throw shots that you need for tactical sports productions. You need to tell the story from a distance. But now here you can see the shallow depth of field that you get with the new LDX 180. And that means that we really can toggle between the two faces. There's a very shallow depth of field, and it can be much shallower if you get closer up. So that means you can see how you can grab the emotion of a single individual, and that's the layer that will be very interesting to the customers looking at all the content you produce. Ideal for sports, ideal for very fast production of daily telenovelas, but also very important for all those concerts and the other things where you need to have the mix and match of long throw shots as well as the emotional additional layer. And that's why we say it's drama at the speed of life that you can add to your production. So moving on to the production switchers, also here we have two very important introductions. First of all, the new Carrera panel that gives you all the direct access that you need as a TD to be able to really switch the show. It's a very nice and efficient panel, 2 or 3 stripes. The cool thing is, this panel is not linked to a specific frame, because the thing we always say is you have any panel and any frame. So this can go onto any frame that we have. However, there's a very good match that we also introduce here, and that is the VXP frame. It is a very nice animal, it's a beast of a production frame with all the capabilities you know from our production series switchers, but then with a smaller I/O count. But this really is a really strong production frame, and like I said, it works perfectly well with the new Carrera frame as well as with the other frames that we have, the other panels we have. Now a big thing, of course, is telling more stories than you could ever do before. So one big thing that we have developed is AMP-OS, and what we have now in the AMP-OS catalog is a virtualized version of all the things you see on the booth basically, and that allows us to create complete new unique products which have different capabilities than you've ever seen before in those kind of solutions. So This is what I introduced at last year's IBC. So this is the Sports Producer X. You see here 10 inputs, you see replay channels, everything here, but then with a very nice intuitive way of switching. This is my program output. If I want to go there, I just press this and it makes the change. But also replay is included. If I want to start a replay, I just press this one and you will see a nice transition and then it kicks into replay. So this is something that allows you to really tell more stories with less people. One person can run this from anywhere in the world, even over very small internet pipes straight to wherever they are. Another version of the same kind of application is now Event Producer X, which we're introducing here at the NEB. And Event Producer X, you can see you have 7 live inputs. It works the exact same way. I can just toggle here and it will switch. You have a clip player involved, included, etc. And it also can stream out to the rest of the ecosystem. And this allows for things like staging and events to have a solution where you very simply can work with all this kind of new ways of operating our powerful solutions, including previews, including takes, etc. So it's very densely integrated, and like I said, it's connected to the entire ecosystem. So it can be run from anywhere in the world, and it gives you full flexibility to control anything in a very intuitive way. Another very important statement we want to make is how open everything is. So in this area, you see our alliance partners showing their solutions as well as an integrated part of our total workflow. So of course, in the end, we have the GVMU, the GV Media Universe, that also we have hardware solutions and virtualized solutions. And of course, you need to bring them together as well. And for that, we also now have the new ACE 3901 card, which is the highest density bridge between IP and SDI solutions. And that means you can take all the sources you already have and gradually migrate to different workflows like IP, like AMP, etc. Because nobody will change overnight in a big bang. So solutions like this really help you to step by step change the operation from only hardware to very elastic, and you can breathe with whatever the demands are in your situation. And then of course we're showing FrameLight X as well. So that's our end-to-end solution for media asset management, from the whole part where it all starts with creating stories all the way to managing the content and with deep integration into Playout X, etc. Cool thing here is that we also, for instance, have the AI integration where you can automatically generate the words, so to say, that describe the scene in these tools as well. So it's very rich, very much integrated, no duplication of files, and you're really able to find all the content that you need. So it's just a very short overview of what we are showing at NEB, but I think these are a number of the new introductions that we are showing, and love to see you.
Our next stop is Lawo's booth in 622, where we're set to meet Andreas Hilmer, Chief Marketing Officer.
Hi, I'm Andreas Hilmer with Lawo, and we're here at NEB 2025. And what you see behind me is actually a nice showcase where we demonstrate how you can operate as a broadcaster, a dynamic media facility. So this multi-viewer wall, which you see there, actually represents a few different showcases. So we can run it as a MCR, as a production control room, as an audio control room. And every time when we switch that, and we can do that within seconds, it's using different apps and spinning them up and down within seconds. So why do we do this? We want to demonstrate that our customers using our server-based home apps platform can really build a dynamic media facility, which allows them to utilize their investment in the processing infrastructure to a significantly higher degree. And that at the end is saving cost, and you don't have to compromise. It's the same quality, it's all the same features that you would have in a standard environment, but spinning up and down allows you to lower the footprint, save rack space, and at the end, save electricity. So there's no need anymore to have all those devices which you don't need and which you don't use every day spun up and have it in your rack sitting there idle and just eating at power. So this is what we're showing here, and thanks for joining.
To conclude the first day of the exhibition, let's attend Calrec Audio's booth N1813 to discover the company's latest innovations.
Hello, this is Michael Reddick from Calrec Audio. We're here at NAB at booth 1813N in the North Hall, and just to talk about some of the new things which we've got here. A lot of stuff here is new for NAB. We showed it at IBC previously. Everything on this booth is accessible and connected to everything else, including the ability to control consoles from other consoles, and that's using our True Control system. And we've got a graphic up there to show everything connected to everything else. We have all of our consoles using IP. We've got Type R, Argo S, Argo Q, Argo M over there with running Impulse V, our cloud-based DSP system. And this one here, Argo M36 faders, is showing something which is completely new for NAB and also completely new for Calrec, and that is DAW control. So here we've got Pro Tools running on this screen and also Reaper running on this screen, and now we're actually showing you that you can control Pro Tools directly from an Argo console. Also Reaper, you can see, so we can cut. So this is the first time we've shown this anywhere, and it's a very exciting prospect for us. It's using basically HUI control, so any DAW which supports HUI or the Mackie protocol, we're able to control directly from a Calrec console.
The first day of the expo is over. It's time to relax and recharge for the next day, which is set to be equally intense. Stay tuned. More updates are coming tomorrow.